Thursday, May the 4th, and you know what that means. It's time for another inhumanly exciting episode of Comic Book Now! What's up, everybody? Happy Thursday, and welcome to Comic Book Now. And before you ask, yes, I am sitting in the wrong seat. BD is on the set of The Walking Dead right now, which is a super big deal if you didn't know. So joining me for the first time since we've done this new weekly thing is Chris Killian, your favorite Get Up host. He's here.
It's so good to be here.
I'm happy you're here, man.
I'm way past my bedtime being here right now.
What are you doing over there with your computer?
Watching some Netflix. I'm reading the comments. I'm checking out everything you guys are saying, everything you want to say. Please leave some ridiculous comments for me so I can like them. I have to sit next to this guy, so yeah.
Chris needs some help, so just ask some questions. We're going to try to answer them the best we can. But now it's time for the news. DC stole the thunder last week with the Young Justice and Titans announcements, but it's Marvel's turn. This has been a huge, and I mean huge, week for Marvel TV. Hulu first revealed the look at the Runaways series that's set to premiere later this year. From Brian K. Vaughan's hit comic, the new show has already been ordered to a first full season, ready to debut in 2018. Now, the teens featured here are a spitting image of their comic counterpart. We're waiting to see that freaking dinosaur. Now, this morning, we just got the first look at ABC's The Inhumans. There's been a lot of talk about the realistic take on these characters, some positive and some not so much. Chris, what do you think of these guys?
I'm so freaking sick of actors and their egos, and they're always taking their masks off. Why can't they have a mask? Why does nobody want to have a mask anymore? I love Black Bolt's mask, and it's a simple mask, and it's a realistic one. The suit looks great, but he's like, no, I want my face to be shown. I want people to know who I am. We know who you are. That's what credits are for.
I haven't seen him in action, so I can't totally complain yet. I do like Anson Mount, and I like Ewan from Game of Thrones.
He looks nice without a beard. I'll give him that.
I think it's gonna be cool, but I guess we're gonna wait and see when it comes out in the summer. But aside from that, possibly the biggest piece of Marvel news came yesterday when Netflix released the first trailer for The Defenders. Now, I'm sure you've all seen it by now, so instead of talking about it and telling you about it, Chris and I thought, well, we'll just watch it with you.
I'm so excited for this series.
Yeah, I was humming this song.
You have interrupted a citywide investigation.
Doom, 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 doom.
You stole evidence from my crime scene. And you got my one lead killed.
You're right, it's my favorite part.
I was trying to help
It's your
him,
favorite?
Dude, oh my god, yeah. Like they all get to use their
It's
other
like
talent.
my fourth favorite.
They're teaming up like in real life and in
No, that's awesome.
I'm your attorney. Oh, it's so cool.
How does being Harlem's hero allow you to live an actual life?
I'm realizing now that we're seeing Rosario Dawson, her and with Jessica Jones and Misty, Luke Cage is the Mac of the
he's got
Defenders.
every woman he's like had a thing with since the Netflix show started. Like they're all in one show together.
I hope they all confront him in a room.
How come you can't be hurt? What's the deal with that fist?
I mean,
That punch is awesome. That's probably not even Iron Fist.
That's
that
probably
might
the coolest.
be Jessica Jones.
That's the coolest part of Iron Fist so far.
Yeah, he needs a mask, right? He needs a mask.
I think it's probably
would have made him
the mask, but it's okay.
I wouldn't have been as mad if he had a mask.
Detective.
We got a problem?
The righteous
But he's like
ex-con
kicking people in khakis and stuff.
and the kid
He like bought his pants at REI.
The war for New York
That's awesome.
That was great
That's
to see Elektra
awesome.
back. Yeah.
I wanted Punisher in this, but like I'll definitely take Elektra.
Yeah, I would have loved to see, more Punisher the better, but I think that the fact that he's getting his own show now makes it makes the hurt go away a little bit.
It's super cool that Stick's like fighting with the team and stuff though.
Yeah.
I miss Stick.
I don't think Elektra's going to stay bad either.
I don't know, like this hallway, first of all, hallway fights are always awesome.
Yeah, but she might be like zombified and under the control of the hand,
Yeah, I don't know.
As soon as like her and
It's
Matt
like my
kiss.
first
Yeah, I
first
don't
reaction
know.
when I saw this yesterday. I was like, oh man, she was in a Lazarus pit. And then I realized that's the wrong.
Yeah.
That's DC.
That's DC.
I've read too many comics.
Classy.
Anyway, so we're really excited about Defenders. It looks super awesome.
It looks amazing. I mean,
So last week we asked you guys to tweet at us using the hashtag CBNow and tell us what song would be on your awesome mix, like Guardians of the Galaxy. And the winner, without a doubt, taking home the Star-Lord Dorbs is Andrew Hayes. Now,
Yes.
he gave us this answer. His favorite song that would be on his mix is Sex Hair by Mouse Rat. And if you guys don't know, that's not really a real song. Mouse Rat's not a real band. It was Chris Pratt's band from Parks and Recreation when he was playing Andy Dwyer. They played a lot of shows. They had a lot of different names, but Sex Hair was one of their quote-unquote famous songs. So awesome, hilarious throwback there, Andrew. And we have another giveaway for you guys that we will tell you about at the end of the show. So stay tuned. At the end of the show, we'll tell you what we're giving away this week. And here's a hint. It might have something to do with this next video. As you probably know, May the 4th has been dubbed Star Wars Day. If you don't know why, ask one of us later. To celebrate, John Mason, one of our awesome editors, paid tribute to everyone's famous, favorite Sith Lord, Darth Vader.
The Death Star plans are not in the main computer.
There's no one on board, sir. According to the log, the crew abandoned ship right after takeoff.
I have you now.
Lord Vader, our ships have completed their scan of the area and found nothing.
I love you.
I am your father.
Shall I hold?
No,
I've accepted the truth that you were once Anakin Skywalker, my father.
that name no longer has any meaning for me.
It is the name of your true self. You've only forgotten me, Dad.
I deserve an audience to make certain that he understands its remarkable potential.
Breathe in a heavy sigh of relief this week because your favorite shows and movies are no longer in danger. Well, unless your favorite show's powerless. The Writers Guild of America reached a deal with major studios at the 11th hour this week, so there will be no writer's strike. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Shows like The Walking Dead, Westworld, and The Flash are all safe from the potential danger of the writer's strike that was being talked about. And speaking of The Flash, after weeks of waiting, CW has finally revealed the identity of the big bad Savitar. Now, if you haven't watched the episode this week, this is your spoiler warning. Seriously, guys, huge spoilers. All right? You ready? Okay, Savitar was revealed to be none other than future Flash. Yeah, emo Barry Allen. Not only did Flash ruin the timeline, but I'm pretty sure he just got someone at Great Clips fired.
This was not my favorite reveal ever. I mean, you waited a whole season for this. Like, we knew that they weren't going to stick to the comics, right?
Yeah.
Because a Cold War pilot is not going to be a big enough reveal. But it wasn't, you know. But he's his worst, his own worst enemy now. He's
Been the villain of the whole series.
frustrating.
He's changed everything and made everything, I think, a lot worse. But this was really far. And I wish they might have learned from the last time a superhero went emo. None of us have forgotten Spider-Man 3 and Peter Parker. That was not good.
How could you forget that? That was so bad that it was kind of good now.
It's like Batman and Robin. Like, it's funny now.
Yeah, it's like Bat Nipples. It's giving me so much comic.
Maybe Future Barry will be this in 10 years, but
right
now it's disappointing. Staying in the world of DC, Josh Gad caused quite a stir on Twitter this week. The Beauty and the Beast star tweeted this picture of the Penguin, making it seem like he was potentially playing the villain on the big screen. When you couple that with the fact that he's been followed on Twitter by many DC personalities, including Jeff Johns, the fan base is really divided about how this could go. But Boss Logic, an artist that we like a lot, he did a mock-up of what he could look like as the Penguin, and Gad actually looks kind of awesome.
I think he looks great. I'm pumped about Josh Gad as...
I don't know about it.
I like it. I think that everybody's got this feeling that, like, he plays all these Disney characters and he's this fun, goofy, lovable oaf kind of guy.
Mm-hmm.
But I just think he hasn't had an opportunity to really have that serious mean streak yet, which I think that I bet he's such a talented guy. I bet that he could be a really sinister Penguin.
I see what you're saying, and I agree. It's also kind of weird. I don't know. I'll reserve judgment until it happens. Anyway, I'm going to move on from that because if I talk about it more, I'm just going to get a headache.
Why would you get a headache?
Because I don't know how I feel. I'm conflicted, man. I'm conflicted. Anyway, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 hits theaters this weekend. I've seen it. It's awesome. Don't worry. Seriously, go see it. It's a great movie. And there's going to be a lot of Easter eggs hidden throughout, I mean, as you can assume. And so to prep for that, we decided we would find all of the major Easter eggs that were in the first Guardians of the Galaxy movie. Check it out. With Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 hitting theaters this weekend, there's sure to be an abundance of new MCU Easter eggs to discover. With that in mind, we decided to take a look back at the first Guardians film and pick out every major Easter egg we could find. Many believe this skeleton belongs to a Corbinite, the horse-like race of Beta Ray Bill. Barit has been a long-time character in the Hulk comics, and the t-shirt she's wearing is the exact same one Peter was wearing when he was taken from Earth at the age of 8. The ALF cards surrounding the cassette player are classic 80s references, as is the Troll doll. However, fans continue to point out that the attire on this doll is very similar to the classic character, Pip the Troll. Stan Lee's here. There are loads of known and unknown Easter eggs in the Collector's Museum. The first is the Dark Elf in this case, as seen in Thor: The Dark World. The Guardians of the Galaxy comics in 2008, written by Dan Abnett, provided the framework for the team in the movies. In that run, Nowhere, with a K, was the scientific hub and transportation center of the galaxy, and the Guardians used it as their base of operations. The being in this case is the Chitauri Warrior. If you recall, those are the nasty dudes who attacked New York in the Avengers. In the comics, Cosmo the Space Doll was an experiment by the Soviet Union. After getting lost in space, the creature developed telekinetic powers. Cosmo was the security chief on Nowhere for a time before becoming a member of the Guardians of the Galaxy. You can see Howard the Duck up in one of the high cases, although his notable appearance isn't until the end of the film. Contrary to popular belief, the creature in the bottom right in the red is not actually Beta Ray Bill. The small worm-like creatures in this case aren't from the Marvel Universe, but they're actually from director James Gunn's earlier film, Slither. The giant, gross-looking pillar here is Adam Warlock's cocoon. The Cosmic Warrior is constantly reborn using this butterfly technique. The first two Infinity Stones, the Tesseract and the Ether, are both seen here. If you recall, the Tesseract was the featured object in the Avengers, while the Ether was seen in Thor: The Dark World. Howard the Duck is a longtime character of the Marvel Comics and has often had a friendly relationship with Peter Quill. James Gunn is a master at hiding Easter eggs in his movies, so be sure to pay extra close attention when you go see Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
Not only was that some amazing Easter eggs, but whose thick, bassy voice was that? That sounded really sultry.
The voice of an angel.
It was, I don't know about it.
I don't know.
A very earthy angel.
Someone give me that guy's phone number. That's all I'm saying. But now it's time for our favorite part of the show. BD always mentions it. I always love it. Fan questions. Chris, what do we got?
I'm so excited about these questions that I've pulled. All right, first up from Philip Crandall. Is there 4 or 5 post-credit scenes in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2?
That's a simple question. I'm glad you asked, Phil, because it comes out tonight. I know a lot of you are going to leave this show, watch it, and go right to the theater. There are 5 post-credit scenes. One takes place right after the movie. The last one takes place after the very last credit ends, so you stay through everything. And not only that, the credits themselves are actually really cool. They're really unique. They've got their own tone to them. Some dancing people. They're all worth watching.
It's perfect.
Yeah, stay to the end.
One for each finger, so stay till the end, guys. All right, let's see. Let's see if we can get a different question here. Okay, second question from Rudy Haincack. I'm sorry, Rudy. I don't know how to say your last name. Now that The Rock is out and Hasbro is rebooting with a millennial approach, do you think a good G.I. Joe movie will ever be made? I don't know. You know how I would like to see G.I. Joe made? Like they did the Lego Batman movie. I would love to see a stop motion
like with the action
with
figures,
the old 80s action.
The little
figures.
ones are like the foot tall ones.
The little ones.
Okay.
Yeah, the little ones. I think that would be pretty epic.
I can get with that. I can get with that.
I would, and if they played it like an 80s action movie, oh god, I would nerd out so freaking hard.
As far as live action goes, like I love your idea and I want to see it. I think we can get it in live action at some point. There was talk of a G.I. Joe Transformers like crossover movie. There was a whole script written. It didn't happen. It sounds dumb, but I'd be into it if it had. Like it would be terrible, but like my inner child will just love it. So I think we're gonna see it in the future. Hasbro's making a universe. It's gonna come at some point or another. Just it's a matter of when.
Well, let's get to our third question.
All right, it sounds like a great idea.
All right, from Hank Dorsey, what's up with the Black Lightning series?
Okay, so the Black Lightning series, as you know, is going to be on CW. They're filming it now. At first it was a pilot, but CW has already announced that it's close, if not already, a full series. There have been rumors around Hollywood that it is going to be, it's going to be signed off on. People are already loving it. So that show's going to debut probably mid-season 2018, which is right around January. So watch CW, pay attention to that. We don't know if it's going to be in their universe or not, but it will be on that network and it will be coming soon. So before we leave you guys, it is May the 4th and we wanted to give you guys a little gift. So if you go on Twitter, use the hashtag CBNow and tell us your favorite moment from the whole entire Star Wars franchise, you could win one of 2 of these awesome dolls from Build-A-Bear Workshop. We have a teddy bear over there with awesome Star Wars symbols on it, and we have R2-D2 who makes little noises like R2-D2. It's incredibly adorable. Tweet us your favorite Star Wars moment using hashtag CBNow, and one of you will win each one of these. So 2 winners total. Someone's going home with some awesome,
I kind of wish I'd
awesome
grab
stuff.
that one now.
I kind of wish I could keep it, but no, one of you has to have it. So be sure to tweet us, and from behalf of all of us, from Chris Killian, from Jeff Bell, from myself, Charlie Ridgely, and from Brandon Davis, we are Comic Book Now, and we'll see you next week.
Bye, guys.
May the 4th be with you.